There's just so many plants out right now and so many things to find. This is such a fun time of year. So we are here in the Smokies looking for blue ghost fireflies. Blue ghosts are this really magical, kind of enigmatic, very ghostly species that is just so neat to find. One of the many treasures of the Smokies. So right now we are in some really great blue ghost habitat, and I know that because we've seen them displaying here the last few nights. And so they are out and about in this lush green forest. So blue ghost fireflies are one of many kinds of fireflies in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The park is actually home to at least 19 different species, but we think that there are probably more that haven't been discovered yet. The Smokies is famous for the synchronous fireflies, which draw big crowds. Synchronous fireflies are found throughout a big swath of eastern North America, but they are extremely concentrated here in the Smokies, and so it makes their display so much more magical. Fireflies are also called lightning bugs. Sometimes they're called glowworms, but they're all kind of the same group of organism, which is a type of beetle. And they go through complete metamorphosis. So like a butterfly starts off as a caterpillar and then a pupa and the adult butterfly. Fireflies start off as an egg and then go through a larval stage and then a pupa and then hatch out for just a brief period as the adult that we think of as the firefly. So I'm looking in the leaf litter for some firefly larvae from the genus Photurus. This is a firefly larva. They're kind of flat and armadillo-like, and they have a tiny little head that sticks out of the front. And they glow at night and eventually will pupate and turn into a firefly adult. Some species of fireflies, the males and females look like a beetle, this winged insect. But in several species at least, including the blue ghost, the female is what we call larviform, meaning that she's a fully formed female with all her gonads and female parts, but she looks like a little grub, like a larva. That also have lights on their back, so they light up at night, and the blue ghost males fly around looking for them so they can find them and mate with them. There are more than 2,200 species of fireflies worldwide and 170 in North America, and a lot of those are concentrated in eastern North America. And Smokies and surrounding area is home to so many kinds. Most people think there's just one kind, fireflies are just fireflies, but there are lots of different kinds of them. Each one of them has their own specific display that is species specific to their own species. And they're just really fascinating creatures to watch. Everybody knows what a firefly is, but we know surprisingly little about these insects. This is a kind of beetle that's not a firefly. It's called a glowworm or a railroad worm. And the males of this species are more beetle-like. They have wings. They look like beetles. They have big, bushy antennae. But the females of the species are larviform, like a blue ghost. They are these giant grubs, and they light up with these beautiful green stripes and just look totally, totally different than this male. One of the other bioluminescent insects that you can find here in the Smokies are called fungus gnats or fox fireflies. The larvae hang out under the banks of creeks. You can find them along waterfalls. This would actually be a really great spot to see them. And they hang out in the moss and glow blue. And they're just really amazing to see. When you see a whole bunch of them, they look almost like little blue stars in a constellation. One of the questions we get is, how can I photograph fireflies? And to answer that question, I'll turn it over to my friend Radim Schreiber here to tell you more about it.
So to take photographs of fireflies, you need a good camera. This is a full frame DSLR. You want to have a tripod and you want to have a cable release. That will help you to get really stable pictures and a long exposure. Sometimes my exposures go for 30 seconds, but sometimes even several minutes. So this setup will allow you to do that. Of course, having a fast lens with really small f number, the aperture, that will help too. When I photograph fireflies, I actually I have two different styles. One style is the macro photography, the close-ups, and then I have the landscapes, and they have a completely different approach to how I photograph them. The close-up photographs I can take only at a twilight, so right after sunset, and I have only about 15 minutes. That way I get this beautiful background colors, and I can still see the firefly to be able to focus on it. The other kind of photography is at night with a landscape, and that requires a long exposure. So I have this cable release that allows me to hold my shutter open for longer than 30 seconds if I want to, and the longer I leave my shutter open at night, the more light gathers in and the more fireflies accumulate in the photograph as well. One of the tricks, if it's really, really dark, I can actually take photograph of a background at a twilight and then wait for several minutes until it gets really, really dark and the fireflies are in the full numbers. And I can take photographs just of the fireflies and then merge those two photos or multiple photos together. That's one technique to extend the range of the photographs, because the digital cameras have limitations for only several minutes. Sometimes I do photographs with this technique that will go for even an hour. So I have been photographing fireflies for more than 12 years now, and now I specialize in photographing fireflies. And I have traveled to many places. Here we are in the Smokies, which is one of my favorite places to come. But I have traveled to Malaysia and Taiwan and Thailand and other places, which is fascinating to see fireflies in different parts of the world. And those fireflies are quite different. And not only they look different, but also the feeling when I see them, I feel a little different. Some of them bring out joy, some of them bring out mystery, some of them bring out the awesomeness of life. Some of them are just these deep spiritual experiences when everything is completely dark and these fireflies are just flashing in synchrony all around you. It's like absolutely astonishing. So I love photographing fireflies and traveling and seeing them. My name is Radim Schreiber, and you can see my work on my website called fireflyexperience.org.
So it's getting dark, it's almost twilight, and we are hoping to see some blue ghosts here in the next hour or so. They like to come out a little bit after dark, so we're ready for them.
So the blue ghost fireflies are coming out. It's really quiet and they look very soothing and peaceful. They're extremely difficult to record on camera because they are very dim, but I was able to record them using the latest low light camera technology, which wasn't even available last year. So enjoy the show.
So I'm Dr. Will Kuhn, Director of Science and Research at Discover Life in America. And DLIA is a nonprofit organization in Great Smoky Mountains National Park that manages a giant effort to catalog all the different species of animals, plants, and other organisms here in the park, ultimately seeking to conserve all the species here in the Smokies and beyond. You can find out more information about our organization and find out ways that you can support us at dlia.org.
Ever seen? How then do they put on their loaves of green? They leave them out. We just need to practice a minute. We'll take one more take. That was perfect. We almost had it. They put on their robes of green. They leave them out.
That was so good.
Okay. Just the hikers you ran into with their no shoes.